What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hello
Oh,
again.
yes, sir. Welcome to episode 7 of like Father Like Son Sports Podcast. I'm the father.
I'm the son.
Welcome everybody to our podcast, where we celebrate the timeless bond of family through the love of sports. Join me and Tyler as we dive into the thrilling world of athletics, sharing stories and insights from both his perspective and my perspective. Whether it's reminiscing about games, discussing the latest sporting news, or exploring how sports shapes our lives, we aim to inspire and entertain. So kick back, settle in, and let's kick off an exciting journey through the heart of sports and family. What's up, buddy?
Hello, hello.
So we were just talking. You say you feeling better. You were sick last week.
I was.
Okay, okay,
My
good,
head was
good.
hurting. My lip was swollen, so my lip was hurting.
Did you
My throat
eat?
was sore.
Did you eat peanuts?
No, I had a canker sore and I had messed with it, so it got real irritated and
Oh, okay,
it was terrible. It was terrible. I couldn't do a whole lot.
yeah, yeah. No,
Mm.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Uh, so before we dive into uh any of that, any of what we got going on today, we got a lot. We're going to talk about Monday Night Football, the New Orleans, and their offensive explosion. We'll dive into Bryce Young being benched and what does that mean, right? Uh, but before we do all that, I just wanted to I just wanted to mention that my mom, her birthday was yesterday, right? Her heavenly birthday. She's passed on, right? Uh, and she passed on in 2016. You were 16. It was right before your 16th birthday.
Yeah.
But can you share any memories or of her or anything that you guys you might
I,
remember?
I think I saw her most when I was real young.
Hmm.
Um, I think that the most vivid memories I have from then
Hmm.
um, are surprisingly. I remember one time specifically, me and Ajani went
Hmm.
with them. Her, I think Aunt Rochelle
Hmm.
and some other ladies to Marshall, I believe, is where we went. I
Okay,
think
you said some other ladies.
and some other ladies. I don't remember their name,
Okay,
unfortunately.
okay.
Um, um, but I do remember being in the car with all of them,
Hmm.
being the only boy in the car, and just being a little kid and feeling a little weird
Uh-huh.
and nervous all
Yeah,
at the same
yeah.
time.
That's what's up. That's what's
But
up.
her being making an active like effort to make the car ride fun
Yeah.
of us, and me especially. I think she could tell a little bit that I was a little nervous and
Okay. Yeah. Well,
just making it.
she was a huge Tyler supporter.
She was a big
Yeah.
Tyler fan.
Yeah. Yeah. She loves her some Tyler. Uh, and so yeah, I just wanted to mention that, man. She passed away 8 years ago. It was 68. Would have been 69. So she would have been maybe 77 this year. No, she was born in 44, so she would have been 80. Yeah, 80 this year. Is it 80? 44 to 24?
I'm not a quick math guy.
I think it's 80. That's an even number. 44 to 24 seems like an even number.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think she would have been 80. No, because it was only 8 years ago, and she wasn't even 70. So no, it wouldn't have been 80. I don't know. Love you, mama.
You're not a quick math guy either. It
I
seems.
am. I am.
I
But this this
don't know.
this wine plus late nights. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay,
I
okay.
can't think of math too quick.
Alrighty, alrighty.
All right, people. So Some NFL headlines. Let's tackle. Uh, let's tackle Monday Night Football and Saquon. And this is what I want to see. Like, did you watch the game?
I was in the middle of something, so I was kind of paying attention, bits and pieces of it.
So I watched.
Not fully engaged, and I should have been fully engaged. I'm in a pick'em league at my job, and
Okay.
this week it was a tiebreaker between me and another person, and I needed
Yeah.
Philadelphia to win. But
So I was. The game was late, so I was going in and out of sleep, right? But I did watch it, and the pass for Saquon Barkley was right in his hands, like a fullback, like a stone hand offensive lineman could have caught that ball,
mm-hmm.
and he dropped it. You know, so this is my takeaway from that. Like the Giants, the Giants when they were trying to trade him or whatever, where he wasn't happy, they didn't want him. They didn't want him going to Philadelphia,
Right.
right? Because they felt like he would help Philadelphia win games,
Mm-hmm.
right? He went to Philadelphia and over, and the GM had told the owner that, hey, Philadelphia is out of it. Like they're not even in the running, right? And
Right.
so when the owner found out that he went to Philadelphia, the owner was probably like, this, well, like I'm gonna fire this dude, right?
Right.
Because they felt like Saquon was gonna help Philadelphia win games.
It did.
No, he did not.
No, he did not.
Saquon just helped Philadelphia lose a game.
Yeah, he did.
So I'm thinking, does that improve the GM stock with the owner? You know what I'm saying?
I hear
Like,
you.
yo, sir, I helped Philadelphia lose a game by allowing him to go there. Like, what do you think, man?
Um, no, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. I don't think it's. I mean, it is a big deal, obviously, but I don't think someone's job is in question because he dropped a pass and lost him one football game.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh. So
the
you think
game
this is a
still
one-off?
was. I'm sorry.
You think it's a one-off? You think
Yeah, I,
Saquon is just a one-time thing, and he's going to be
in
good
this
for him the rest
respect,
of the way?
yeah. I mean, when it comes to, are there going to be games where maybe he could have performed better
Mhm.
running the ball and he didn't? Then yeah, there might be games like that. But when it just comes to a drop pass on the game, I don't think this is going to be a repeated offense.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I don't think someone's job is in question because he dropped his pass that anybody could have caught. Would you
Amen.
have caught the ball, Dad?
Yes.
You think so?
No, he would have had to put it on my body.
Exactly.
I wasn't a hand catcher. I'm a body catcher. You put it on my body, I got it. You put it out here, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Hmm.
Hey, man. But that's the breaks in the league, and I mean, at the end of the year, that could cost them a playoff
It
spot.
could. It
You
could.
know,
It
that
could become a bigger
could
deal than I
cost.
think it is right now.
Yeah, it could cost Nick Sirianni his job. Although I think his job is, even if they'd have won, his job is still
Yeah.
is hanging on by a thread. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But Atlanta wins, right? They give Raheem Morris his first win of the year. Uh, Another black coach. I always love seeing black coaches win.
Hmm.
Raheem Morris, Gerard Mayo, uh, obviously D'Amico Ryans, the coach for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
What's his name again? Yeah, it's
Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles. Yeah, I
Bowles, not
love,
Bowles. Oof.
love my black coaches. Next headline. What do you think?
New
What do you think?
Orleans Saints, man.
Yeah, well, what's your take on this, man?
Where is this Derek Carr been at? This is a. I've said in previous episodes that the New Orleans Saints were a hard team for me to rank coming into the season
Yep.
because good offensive players, good defensive players. Derek Carr, it's like, is he good? Is he bad? No one knows. For
Yep.
what I've seen the last 2 weeks, Derek Carr is he's hitting a resurgence, a second wind. He's played phenomenal football.
Yep.
The offense in general has played phenomenal football,
Mm-hmm.
scoring 40 plus weeks, 2 weeks in a, I mean 40 plus points 2 weeks in a row. This is crazy. If you're a Saints fan right now, you feel amazing.
The very next day, you see all these Saints jerseys at
Mm.
my job. Everybody wearing Saints paraphernalia. Like, come on now.
A
But
Saints fan
yeah,
feels,
yeah, they have the right to, man, to feel
yeah,
excited about the Saints, man.
yeah,
Uh, so my take on it is that Clint Kubiak is the offensive coordinator,
hmm,
and he comes from the Kyle Shanahan tree,
okay,
right? He was at San Francisco, right? And he learned under him, and of course his dad was a big time offensive coordinator and head coach in the league, Gary Kubiak,
okay,
and so I have no clue why uh, these guys weren't able to do this previously.
yeah,
They've had the offensive talent to do so,
definitely.
but Kubiak is putting it all together, and it's seamless. It's touchdown, 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 touchdown. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's not like punt, touchdown, field goal, punt,
Yeah,
touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. You know, he's pulling all the right strings, making all the right moves. Their head coach is an Aggie, Dennis Allen. I don't know what to make of him either, because he's always been, he's been a DC in the league, and he's
hmm,
been a good coach. Uh, I think he had a stint with the Raiders as a head
yeah,
coach earlier that didn't go too well, but now he's got a really good offensive coordinator, and the defensive coordinator. I can't remember
and
who
it's
it
worth
is.
mentioning.
They're playing really well as well.
It's worth mentioning. Yeah, like you said, their defense is playing great. In their 2 games, they had a total of 29 scored against them while scoring like I said, not good at quick math. 47 the first game, 44 the second game. That's like 90 something points.
91.
91 points
Yeah,
for with
in the first
19
game.
points against
Yeah,
in the first
yeah,
2 weeks of the season.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And
That is,
who did they play the first game? Do you have
uh,
any?
well, okay. To be fair, they played Carolina week 1,
Yeah, that's fine. But then they played Dallas.
but then they
So
played Dallas and did the same thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, they played Dallas and did the same thing. Who do they have this week? Do you know?
This week they have the Eagles, Philadelphia. So
Yeah, uh, and I expect more of the same.
yeah,
Like so then the question becomes, uh, are they legit? Well, not are they legit like the segment we got coming up, but uh, do we expect this offense to continue this explosion? I say yes.
I also
And
say yes. Just a quick look into their schedule coming up. They play Philadelphia on Sunday, and then they play the Falcons, which is another team they can do the same thing to.
mhm.
Then they play the Chiefs, which is harder. It gets a little harder after. Not even it. Their schedule is Falcons, then Chiefs, then the Bucks, then the Broncos. It's like good team, okay team, good team, okay team, good team, okay team for the rest of their schedule.
Yeah,
They don't
and
have really a super hard stretch.
and as long as Alvin Kamara doesn't get
Get
hurt
injured.
like he always does,
Hmm.
because I've had him on my fantasy league 2 years in a row and he got hurt 2 years in a row, and so I didn't pick him up this year, and all of a sudden he's the fantasy darling.
Yeah, trust me, I'm
uh,
feeling that one too. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So long as he stays injury free, and obviously Derek Carr,
Yeah,
uh, you know, and as long as Clint Kubiak can see straight, I feel like they're gonna do the same they've been doing. I mean, that's how I feel about it. But yeah, uh, those Saints, man, they're fun to watch right now.
Something crazy.
Yeah. So right here, let me just take it back to this real quick.
Okay.
Uh, and talk about fantasy football
Okay.
because I'm in a fantasy league with the coaches on the team that I coach
Hmm.
for, and me and one of the other coaches, the head coach, I'll just go ahead and put that out there. We was battling neck to neck, and I had Drake London Monday night for Atlanta, and he had Saquon Barkley for Philadelphia, and uh, Robinson for Atlanta.
Okay.
Right? He had the two running backs, so we still neck and neck. But if Saquon Barkley catches that pass, he wins.
Hmm.
Right?
Hmm.
He beats me. I fall to 0-2, whatever. Saquon drops the pass. They have to kick a field goal. Uh, Atlanta goes down, throws a touchdown pass to who? Drake London.
Bam.
I win, right? So that was my fantasy league for the week. For the
Well,
week,
that's cool because
yeah.
I also came down to Monday Night Football in one of my fantasy leagues.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I have Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. But I don't know. I was kind of set up to win. My opponent didn't have a player to play on Monday night, but he was beating me by a large margin
Oh
coming
wow.
into the Monday night game, and I
Uh
needed
huh.
them to score enough. And both of them played very well, and
Yeah.
I ended up beating him by wouldn't say a landslide, but
Oh
pretty
really?
high margin as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah. I have Smith, the receiver from Philly, but he's on my
Mhm.
bench. I have Jamar Chase and Nico Collins starting, so I got him on the bench. But sometimes you got to play defense in these fantasy leagues.
Yeah.
Like as long as I got him, nobody else can get him, right?
Exactly.
Who do we? What headline is next, man?
Um, Bryce Young benched by the Panthers.
What do you think about that?
So I saw this coming. Um, I've been looking into Carolina media a little bit lately
Hmm.
because, like, I want to know how fans of that team are feeling because
Hmm.
I imagine it's not great, and it doesn't seem to be great. Um, I don't remember who it was that I was watching at the specific time, but he was talking about how it's hard as a Carolina content creator to accurately talk about and assess the offense that this team has built, like they built in the offseason, the upgrades they're supposedly made. It's hard
Yep.
to talk about that and show that when Bryce Young is playing as terribly as he's playing. It's like, is this the offense and it just isn't good?
Yep.
Or is it that Bryce Young just has nothing to do? Like, there's just nothing he can do, you know?
Yep.
And I don't know if you can blame that all on Bryce. I think Carolina is like a blender to come into, especially for him.
Yep.
Um, and I don't know. Because of that, I don't really blame him. I personally think he should be traded.
Okay.
I
So
think they
after
should.
after what 18 games, you think it's time to put a plug on him?
I mean, they're benching him, and Andy Dalton's going to play for him. And all I've seen from Bryce Young is, yeah, maybe Andy Dalton should be playing for you.
Andy Dalton is
Yeah.
as brittle as Mr. Glass, and he's probably as good as Bryce Young right now.
I think he could put one better together. I don't know what the Bryce Young problem is. I don't know if he really is just not good.
Yeah.
But as I said, coming into Carolina, I don't think Carolina is the best place for a rookie to come in, no matter who you are.
No, I feel
Now,
that.
now, had they went and gotten C.J. Stroud and Houston got Bryce Young, I think C.J. Stroud would be a little more successful here because I do
And
think he is a
and I'm
better
sure
quarterback.
Bryce Young will be more successful here in
But
Houston.
yeah, exactly. I think Bryce Young wouldn't have looked anything like what he looks like in Carolina and has looked like in Carolina had he went
Uh,
to a different team.
he's still short now.
Kyler Murray short.
but Kyler Murray can get outside that pocket. Bryce Young is a pocket passer.
But man,
So this is my take on Bryce Young being benched right now.
hmm
Uh, David Canales is his first year, right? He has no he has no loyalties to Bryce Young.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Uh, and I guess he doesn't feel the need to wait for Bryce Young to improve. Maybe he doesn't see a route where he improves enough, right? I can see the benching from that perspective, from David
hmm
Canales' perspective, right?
hmm
Uh, Andy Dalton, as much as I'll be ragging on him, I think he's a serviceable backup. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I don't think they're going to win games because their
No,
roster is
definitely
just
not.
not good, right? And the roster has nothing to do with Bryce Young.
Yeah,
But throwing less than 50% does.
it's a problem. I agree that it's a problem, but I
You know?
think,
But
as I said,
this is the thing.
yeah, continue.
Like they traded for him.
Yeah,
So should they punt on that trade right now? Like benching him is one thing, leaving him on the bench or trading him away is another thing. Like you can bench someone so they can
yeah,
get the bearings, so they can see from outside. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
You can bench someone with the intent of putting them back in.
Right, and maybe I should not just jump to straight to that. Um, but I don't think that I mean, I think this ends up in him being traded to another team. I think that's how this goes. But I could be wrong, and he could sit on the bench for a few weeks and really see what's going on. Just get a little break from being terrible and trying to be good every week.
So this is my question: If that's if that's what you think
Yeah,
that he should be traded or he will be traded,
yeah.
uh, which teams would want him? No team needs him, right? He's that bad, but what team would want him?
Well, well, there is a team that may be out of a quarterback in the coming weeks. He's not going to be able to come back to play until at least week 8, they said a couple days ago. And I don't know, maybe you take a chance on some Bryce Young action if you are a Tua-less Miami Dolphins.
Oh hell no!
You
Now
don't think so?
you got too many athletes. Like they'll revolt. He can't get them the ball. You need a veteran with all those athletes.
He
You
might
need
be able.
somebody that has some pelts on the
He
wall.
might be able to. I'm thinking.
Nah,
I
but you
see him
don't
getting
take that
traded.
chance. You don't take
I
that
think.
chance.
I think. I think it might be. It might be. It might be
And
an
so
option.
then the next question is, if he's traded, is he traded somewhere to start or to be a backup?
I mean, I think he could. That makes me think back on that Dolphins take. Like, oh,
Yeah,
you
like if he's going to go there to be the back. But who do they have right
because
now?
I
They have Skylar Walker or
Skylar
whatever.
Thompson.
Skylar. Hey, I guarantee you, all those skill guys are pissed.
Yeah, definitely.
They probably know Skylar Thompson is not the dude that's going to move that offense.
Yeah,
And they'll probably be pissed if you trade for Bryce Young.
you trade for Bryce
You,
Young too.
you know who they wouldn't be pissed if you traded for? Somebody with some pelts on the wall. Like I can't think of any legit backups right now, but DTR, you know what I'm saying? Some guys that have done some things.
Yeah,
Joshua Dobbs,
Josh
like these
Dobbs.
guys, yeah, they've actually won some games maybe and have
Yes,
put some good
he
performances
got that
together.
nickname last year, Pastronaut.
Man, I'm just saying.
It's one of the best nicknames in the league, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe I'll have to go back to the lab and think about how I feel about this Bryce Young situation. But for right now, with how fresh it is, that's where I'm at. But you
Yeah.
brought up some good points.
Hey, as a co-host of the show, that's what I'm supposed to do,
Yeah,
baby.
exactly.
I'm tossing you lobs, man, for you to hit home runs with. So now we have a new segment, and It is legit or quit. Which two of
Yeah.
those teams are legit, and which two of those teams should we quit on? Okay. So right now, it looks like there are how many? 9 2-0 teams. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, I believe so.
So let's look. Let's take them conference by conference. Let's look at let's look at the AFC first. Okay.
Oh, actually, there's 8. I apologize.
There's 8. Okay. So
Yeah,
there's
there's
one,
8.
two, three, four, 5 in the AFC. So there's 3 2-0 teams in the NFC.
Oh, never mind. No, there's 9. My fault.
Yeah.
I
So
missed
it's
one.
4 in the NFC.
I missed one.
Yeah. Uh so let's start in the division close to my heart. Let's start in the AFC South, where there is one 2-0 team, right? And that is your Houston Texans.
Ooh.
So they've won 2 games by a total of 8 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're 1-0 in the division. Uh, but CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, Joe Mixon, they look good, boy. They look good. Are they legit or should we quit? What say you, Tyler?
This is a legit team. This is how I had you guys' season starting out. Um, and I think you're gonna go on to win many more games before you lose one, as people have seen in a past episode. Um, no, man. Now, did I expect all these 0-2 teams in your division? No, I did not expect you guys to be the only one with wins. But seeing that your guys' team is so much better than the rest of the teams in your division and
Yeah,
plenty of other teams in this league,
yeah.
I'm not surprised that they're 2-0. And I do believe that they are a legit 2-0.
Legit 2-0, baby. Hey, ho. Hey, let me create a banner, boy. I'm gonna create. Hold on. How does this look?
There it is. There it is.
We legit, baby. H Town is too legit. Hey, I agree. I feel like we are a legit team, and like I said, I have us in the divisional round right now, minimum, right?
Yeah.
And as the season goes, uh, depending on how well we do, we'll progress from there. All right. The second 2-0 team in the AFC. Let's look at the division near and dear to your heart. Who's
All
the
right.
2-0 team, my brother?
Uh, Begrudgingly, 2-0 team in the AFC North is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and drop it right now. This is a quit team. This is not a legit 2-0 team. And anybody that's been watching football the last 2 weeks would agree with me. All right. I think even Pittsburgh fans themselves would agree with me
Yeah,
that
don't think they legit, right?
the team that they have right now is not a legit 2-0 team
Hell
and
no,
should not
man.
be counted in the same standings as the other teams we're going to get into throughout
Absolutely.
this segment.
We
Um,
both agree with that one.
yeah,
Who is so their quarterback is
starting Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, right?
Yeah, and they said recently that even if Russell is healthy, they plan on keeping Justin Fields in.
I mean, that's smart. They won, even though it's been with defense.
Yeah,
They won. But yeah, Pittsburgh is a team that I would quit on right now. I wouldn't have them as a playoff team just
no.
because uh, their wins have been sort of fluky and lucky. Even though I believe in Mike Tomlin, right?
Streak ends this year.
All
It does.
right. Next 2-0 team going from the bottom. We are in the AFC West. Hey, Kansas City, man. What do you think about them boys?
It's Kansas City. They're legit for sure. Um, man, it's I wish I root against that team
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up every day hoping they lose, hoping something happens. I don't wish anything bad on any players or nothing, but
Right.
I'm always counting on something negative to go wrong with this team. Um, but nonetheless, despite that, I can be a hater all I want. They are a legit 2-0 team, and they're one of the best teams in the league, guys. That's all.
Man, KC. So I've been feeling like this for a while now. I feel like Patrick Mahomes has like 4-leaf clovers like growing in his backyard or something.
Mm-hmm.
He take baths with 4-leaf clover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just he just has that luck. Like
Mm-hmm.
he has the 4-leaf clover cologne. Like this dude is like the luck. I think I said it in one of the previous shows. He's like the luckiest mofo that I know. You know, it's crazy how lucky I think he is. But you know, a lot of times it's better to be lucky than good.
Mm.
Although he's both.
Yeah.
But no way he should have beat Cincinnati.
No, definitely should have lost.
You know, he should
Glad they
he
won though.
he should have lost in what was it, the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. He should have lost in one of them. Maybe he should have lost in both of them. But
They
he
should have
found
lost
ways
the
to
divisional
win.
game in 2020. Just saying.
I'm just saying, he just finds ways to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it makes real G's like me like seem like haters.
Yeah,
I seem like I'm a hate
I
just
am a
because
hater. I am.
I don't hate on no man, but I feel like KC's luck is about to run out.
Okay.
But they are legit this year, definitely. Uh the next AFC West team is two 2-0 teams in the AFC West. The next one is the LA Chargers with the new head coach. Who's the new head coach of the LA Chargers, Tyler?
Is it Jim Harbaugh?
Yes, it is. So what do you think? Are they legit? Is the Harbaugh mystique legit, or is it just a passing fancy?
Um, they may be legit. It's too early to tell for me because I
Okay.
like the Chargers. I like Jay Herbo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. You beat the Raiders and you beat the Panthers. It's not really the best body of work to go off of right now.
What was the score in those games?
They beat the Raiders 22-10 and the Panthers 26-3.
It wasn't like they was close.
It wasn't close, but again,
They did what they was supposed to do.
uh, I'm gonna go legit.
I mean,
I
I'm
can't
just
go
saying,
wrong since they're winning games.
if you
But
hadn't if you hadn't have went legit, I was gonna go legit anyway. But hey, it's nice to know that you and I are on the same page on
yeah,
all these teams. It's like four in a row that we both are in agreement on.
yeah,
And I will say that, and the main reason that they're legit is because of Jim Harbaugh.
yeah,
Like he legitimizes that team.
yeah.
Do you remember the coach last year?
Brandon
When it's
Staley.
Staley? Yeah.
How could I
Uh,
forget?
I mean, they'd be 0-2 or 1-1 right now at best, and they
Yeah,
probably would have beat Carolina like 9-3.
yeah. Wouldn't have been the last one like he
You
should
know what
have.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like the Chargers are legit, and it's because of Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So now we are moving on up to the East Side AFC East. And the only 2-0 team in that division. Is it a surprise that there's only one 2-0 team in the AFC East? It is Buffalo, but
Mm-hmm.
is it a surprise that Miami is not 2-0? Or is it a surprise that the Jets are not 2-0?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. So is Buffalo legit or should we quit? Go ahead, hate on them, man. It makes for
Hate
good. It
on
makes for
Josh
good. It
Allen?
makes for good TV, good radio. Hate
Hate
on
on Josh Allen?
them.
I love Josh Allen. The Buffalo Bills are a legit team. It's obvious.
It's obvious, huh?
I would be surprised if this is the one we disagreed on, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think you're in your right mind, and you also understand that the Buffalo Bills are a legit football team. Yeah.
My man. You know me too well. Absolutely, man. That they're playing lights out.
hmm
Uh, and if I was to, and it's only after two games, man, but I could definitely see Buffalo turning that corner, getting past that Kansas City hurdle.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Again, I think, uh, and Kansas City is reloading. They still have top talent on their team. They getting younger and faster, right?
hmm
But are they gonna win three in a row, four in a row, five? You know what I'm saying? Like, can they be that? I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't think so. But I don't know how that
Buffalo's
looks. I don't know how that looks, right? Because nobody's
right.
ever done it,
Right.
right? But so for that, I think Buffalo could surpass that KC hurdle this year. But they're
Yeah.
definitely a legit team for
Yeah.
sure. Yep. Good. So
Moving on to the
uh,
NFC.
now we're going to the NFC and we're going to go top to bottom. So at the top is NFC East, no 2-0 teams.
Surprising.
NFC West has one 2-0 team.
Also
Who
surprising.
it is, right? It's surprising who it is. Who is it? You want to tell the people?
The one in it's the Seattle Seahawks.
That's right,
2-0.
Seattle. Hey, big ups to Geno Smith, man. I love that dude. I've been loving him for a while, man. He has the right demeanor. He's a really good quarterback,
hmm
and when he's not injured, he can lead a team to some wins. What do you think about Seattle?
I like them. I don't think they're a particularly outstanding football team. I think they're
Right.
nice, middle of the line.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's why it makes this segment a little hard for me to pick with them. They beat. Oh, let's see. They beat the Denver Broncos 26-20 week 1, and then they beat the New England Patriots 23-20 last week in
Yeah.
OT.
Yeah. So what should we do? I feel like we're gonna be on the same page, but you just gotta come around to it. What should we do?
Well, based off of the, I'm gonna go quit.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm glad you're there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love Gino, man.
hmm
But it's not a whole lot in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? They've squeaked by against two pretty bad teams,
Yeah.
and even in their division, I feel like they're going to lose to Arizona. They're going to lose to San Francisco eventually, uh, and that they'll lose to the Rams.
Yeah.
I feel like they'll end up averaging out to an average team, maybe
Yeah.
8-9, 9-8. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they won't make the playoffs.
They will not.
My man. Going down.
Next up.
Next up is the NFC North. And again, surprisingly,
Oh,
so maybe not surprisingly that they have one 2-0 team, but it's surprising who it is. The Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings are 2-0, and this is without JJ McCarthy, who was lighting it up in preseason, right? Right?
Yeah,
And so this is not hard for me. It might be hard for you, but I don't have any stock in Sam Darnold. I don't have
you've been
any
very clear
faith.
about that.
I don't have any faith in him. He's never done anything for me to prove for me to gain confidence in him, and for that reason, I'm a quit on Minnesota. What do you think?
Um, well, I was gonna come into this saying, is it time for us to apologize to Sam Darnold? Because
Oh hell no! After 2 games,
after
now
two games, I know
I
that's
ain't
crazy, right?
apologizing
I was
for
hey,
shit after two
hold on.
games.
I was gonna ask you,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
then I
yeah,
was gonna be like, I don't think so.
yeah,
But I'm glad that you agree in
yeah,
spectacular fashion. Um, I only say that because he's played the Giants and he's played the 49ers. They beat the Giants 28-6.
okay, that's
Sam
pretty good.
Darnold threw 19 for 24 for 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Um, I was really hating on that, man.
And what? So the Giants are bad, and they
The
pulverize
Giants are
people.
bad. The Giants are bad. But
What about San Francisco?
then they went and yeah, I'm getting there. Then they went and beat San Francisco 23-17. Even better, throwing 17 for 26 for 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception again
So we
against the San
we
Francisco 49ers.
so
So he
are you
said
quitting
out
on
in
them,
his
or you think they legit? Go ahead, give me your take on it.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Are you quitting on them, or do you think they're legit? Because we don't have to agree.
We don't have to agree, and I'm
Right.
not I'm not gonna sit here and try to agree with you every time.
Uh-huh.
Um, I just want to be clear that while I hated on Sam Darnold a lot before the season started, he he's brought it around. He's done things I didn't expect him to do.
Right.
Maybe
Right.
later, but not as early as he has.
Right.
Um, but nonetheless, I'm still gonna quit on him because I don't think he's gonna keep it up.
There you go. There you go.
But you
I
got to
mean,
question. You got to ask yourself.
so I would not have been mad, right? Or I
Yeah,
wouldn't have been surprised if you'd have said they're legit,
yeah.
right? Simply because of their defense,
Mm,
and if Sam Darnold can be consistent, like which we don't know, but their defense can win some games for 'em
yeah,
that Sam Darnold can't. But yeah, yeah. For now, I'm quitting on them,
I
and we,
agree.
we might we might end up eating crow, right?
We might end up apologizing.
Yeah, we might end up apologizing. They might be, some world beaters by the mid-season point, right? But right now, Sam Darnold still has a lot to prove.
I don't have it lasting.
Ah, so that's two of those teams, and they in the NFC, and they both reside in the NFC South.
Hmm.
Uh, let's start with ones that have taken the league by storm. The New Orleans Saints. What say you, sir?
Okay, the New Orleans Saints. Oh my lord, we talked about them earlier. They're playing lights out football. They're playing fantastic football. I saw a stat. It's a pretty silly stat,
Uh,
but it said that the New Orleans Saints haven't scored less than 40 points since Jameis Winston lined up in victory formation and scored a touchdown.
yeah, that's right.
And with Jameis Winston, I thought about it like with Jameis Winston doing something for a teammate,
Yeah.
it was a team decision. He said himself, he said, it had nothing to do with the coaches. We made that decision as a team for our
Mhm.
player that we want
Mhm.
to support. A guy that has such a profound effect on the locker room with every team he's on.
Yep.
What if him doing that at the end of last season really did, have an impact on their morale that hard that now that even though he's gone, it's
Right.
carrying them into this
Still
season.
carrying them in. Yeah, man. Oh, and that's what leaders do.
Yeah.
Leaders can give you something and not be around and have that something
Stick with you.
sustain you, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
carry you. And I feel like Jameis
Amos.
has always been like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So maybe there's something to that.
Maybe
That's
some residuals
that's
because
funny.
that's
But
crazy. And
but hey man, we I think we both agree with this.
yeah, we do.
Yeah, New Orleans is definitely legit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And as long as they have Clint Kubiak. So like I've always thought of Derek Carr as regular,
Agreed.
but he's doing irregular
He's
things
doing things I
now.
never seen from him before.
Yeah, yeah. So it's sort of messing with me.
Yeah.
I've always thought of Alvin Kamara as definitely dominant,
Mm-hmm.
but he's always been inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
He's consistent right now, although it's 2 games. But as long as he stays consistent and doesn't get hurt, like you said, I see New Orleans being legit, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the next and final 2-0 team in the NFL resides in the NFC South, and they are maybe it is surprising. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. What do you think about them?
Not surprising at all. This team was great last year. I was really, holding out hope for him in the playoffs because
Mm-hmm.
I do like Baker Mayfield. I don't think Cleveland was the fit for him, but seeing him go to Tampa and it be the fit for him just makes me really happy. And I love watching him play, especially on this team.
Mm-hmm.
I love this team's receivers, specifically Godwin and Mike Evans are two of my favorite players in the league in general.
Yep,
Um, and I think this team is very obviously legit. They were legit last year, and they're legit again this year.
absolutely, uh, and I concur with that. I feel like Baker Mayfield legitimizes them. Todd
Mhm.
Bowles legitimizes them. Same as last year. I feel like they're just better.
Yeah, agreed.
How better? I do not know, right? Because the NFC is going to have quite a few legit like playoff games where it's going
Hmm.
to be divisional games are going to be really tough.
Hmm.
I think they were last year as well.
They lost the divisional last year.
Yeah, and it was close. I think.
It was. They beat
Yeah,
Philadelphia in the wild
in
card.
the wild card, absolutely. It's gonna be fun again.
It
You
will
know,
be.
and maybe they've learned some things from last year, and
Hmm.
they'll move maybe around deeper this year. But Tampa Bay is definitely too legit to quit. Hey man, that was a fun segment.
It was. I agree.
I enjoyed that.
Hmm.
Uh, let's see what segment do we have now. What is that?
We have. Don't call it a comeback.
That's
Which
right.
0-2 teams will make the playoffs? Whew. We got a lot of them.
It feels like a lot of 0-2 teams, right? I got no. If I'd have known it was this big, I might did a different segment. It's a lot of 0-2 teams,
We
but
got a
I don't think that many of them are going to make the playoffs. So it might not be that hard, right?
right.
So let's start in the NFC, since that's where we're leading off. And let's start from the bottom, which
Okay.
is not very. This one is not hard.
Not at all. This is this is
So should I say no playoffs or not a playoff team, or
probably
should I just say no?
yeah. No. It's no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no or yes. We're gonna do it
There
like
you
that. I mean, no or yes. Hey, I think we're in agreement that Carolina will not make the playoffs.
No, they will not.
Uh, unless Andy Dalton all of a sudden becomes Tom Brady 2001.
Yeah.
Remember when Drew Bledsoe got hurt
Hmm.
and he stepped in?
It's crazy.
Only this is a benching and a quarterback not getting hurt. So if Drew Bledsoe had got benched and they brought in Tom Brady, and he led them to a Super Bowl. Then
And Tom Brady had already been in the league for like 11 seasons, something like that.
I know, right? So yeah, no, Carolina will not be a playoff team.
Not
Who's
at
the
all.
next? Who's the next to an 0-2 team, man?
Next 0-2 team, we got the LA Rams in the NFC West.
Hmm. I mean, what do you think?
Um, I think that they're just kind of down right now. I think they will be a playoff team. Um, they lost to the Lions in a close game. Lost to the Cardinals in spectacular fashion. Didn't expect that one, but I don't think that is going to be a showing of how they'll play the rest of the year. The Rams are a good team. Ooh, actually, hold on. How long is Cooper Kupp and Puka Nakua out? Do you
That's
know?
the thing. That's the
Ooh, I don't
thing.
know.
Ni-
I'll have to check on that real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nakua is he's on the IR, I think, for 4 weeks. Cooper Cup,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. He might not even be on IR right now. He might just be missing a couple of weeks. But uh so and
Well,
this is me. Maybe you have them making the playoffs, but
yeah.
I do not. Yeah, because and mainly because even though Arizona is 1-1, I feel like Arizona is going to take that spot from them.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be San Francisco and Arizona, the top two teams in that division. And I
Okay.
don't think three teams in that division are making the playoffs.
Definitely not.
Yeah, so for that reason, and for the reasons of uh, having to navigate maybe a month without your top two receivers, it's going to hurt them. And that might be too deep of a hole for them to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Um, yeah, I can get behind that. I think I would have to change my answer to no based off
Mhm.
of what we see right now. And
Mhm.
again, I looked it up just now. I couldn't find anything concrete on how long Cooper Cup is going to be injured or even if he's injured all that bad.
Right.
Um, but yeah, not having your
Okay.
two best receivers for the first 4 weeks,
Mhm.
assuming Cup's gone, as long as Puka is at the least,
Mhm.
or the
Mhm.
max. Yeah, that would be a tough hole to get out of. Because then
Yep.
who they have, Tutu Atwell and Van Jefferson. I think I could be wrong. Van Jefferson could be somewhere else, but still,
And they
nonetheless.
have yeah. I picked up somebody that was on from in fantasy that was on the team that they've been giving more targets to,
Hmm.
but he still had like 43 yards. It
Yeah,
wasn't a lot, you know what I'm saying? So Matt Stafford is going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat to make the playoffs.
yeah.
Hmm. Uh,
Let's see.
so who's the next 0-2 team? NFC East. They have one 0-2 team, and it's the New York Football Giants. What do you think, man?
The New York Giants are not a playoff team. Um, that's about as easy as the Carolina. That's Carolina. Uh, they're a
Yeah,
better team than Carolina. I'll give them that,
yeah,
but they're not a playoff team.
but barely. You're barely better than Carolina, right?
Yeah,
I concur. They are not a playoff team. They are not. I don't even know if they'll be better than Washington.
hmm
Right
I
now,
don't think so.
Washington.
I
Right, I
think
don't either.
Washington will be better.
Washington is 1-1. The Giants are 0-2. But anything could change. I have a good friend who's a major Giants fan, and he probably won't like hearing this, or he might concur. He might agree with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Giants they're not making playoffs this year. Then, as long as the Giants have Daniel Jones under that contract, they won't make the playoffs. You can bet it.
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah.
As as long as they're paying Daniel Jones that money and he's starting because of it, they will not make the playoffs.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. All right. That was the last 0-2 team in the NFC. Now let's go AFC top to bottom. AFC East. Oh, no 0-2 teams. AFC West. One 0-2 team. Who is it?
It's the Denver Broncos.
Is that surprising or no?
Mm, it's not surprising. No. I don't know. I feel like all the rookies looked nice coming into the season, but they are all rookies, and not every rookie can be like C.J. Stroud.
not
Not
not not
every
all not all rookies are created equally, right?
Yeah, but well, we're not talking about him. I won't bring him up. We're talking about Bo Nix. Um, hasn't been the most consistent passer. Hasn't been the best passer. I'm not too sure. I don't know that he's thrown a touchdown. Um, I could be incorrect on that. I don't believe so, though. I didn't throw a touchdown in Week 1 against Seattle, and he didn't throw a touchdown last week against the Steelers. So
That doesn't bode well for Denver's long
no,
term
it does
prospects.
not. You can look great in the preseason, but the regular season is where it matters. And based off what I've seen, Denver's not a playoff team. Yeah.
Denver is a no for
Especially
the
not in that
playoffs,
division. Mm.
especially that division, right? I mean, especially in that division. You said it all. Uh, all right. So now we are going to AFC North has now this is a surprise.
Yes.
AFC North has two 0-2 teams.
Who?
Cincinnati and Baltimore. Let's start with Cincinnati, man. Can Cincinnati dig it? What were you doing?
I was thanking the Lord.
Can Cincinnati dig itself out of this hole that they're in? What say you?
Let's say me.
Yes.
Well, I believe they can. However, while I believe since he can get themselves in a better place than where they are now, I believe as well that Cincinnati will not be making the playoffs this year.
Okay. Okay. Big dog.
So I don't think they're bad since he's a good team.
Uh huh.
And it is a little crazy that they're 0-2 right now. They should be 1-1, but they're 0-2.
Uh huh.
It is wild that they're starting the season that way.
Uh huh.
But the
So
segment says, will they make which 0-2 teams will make the playoffs, not which 0-2
absolutely.
teams are actually good.
No, I feel you,
I don't think they're
and
making the playoffs.
I
So
just feel differently.
that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And since I'm the moderator, my pick is going up.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
But the reason I say that is because I feel like AFC North is going to get two teams in. Obviously, you feel like one of them is going to be Cleveland
Yes.
because we've already ruled out Pittsburgh. Uh, I feel like Cincinnati is going to be one, right? I feel like Joe Burrow is going to figure it out. Uh, he- Maybe not. I might be eating crow on this one too, because I really don't know what kind of running game they got.
They don't.
And Jamar Chase is unhappy with his contract.
Very unhappy.
I feel like,
And T. Higgins isn't playing right now.
can I change this? Can I go back into it
Change the banner.
and
Change the banner. I'm all for it.
hey man, I'm just saying, like it is what it is, man. I'm just thinking about it, and I feel like you're right, man. I feel like they've got too many questions and not enough answers.
Mm.
Hey, so we on a roll. So every single 0-2 team so far is not a playoff team until AFC North 0-2 Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
What do you think about Baltimore's chances of pulling itself out of the doldrums of the bottom of the AFC North and making the playoffs?
The Ravens, I believe, are going to make the playoffs. I think they'll get out of the slump they're in. Um, they've lost to two AFC West teams, the Chiefs and the Raiders. But I warn people going into that Raiders game,
Uh-huh.
Gardner Minshew is not a bad quarterback. He is a good quarterback. I wouldn't say great, but
Mhm.
I'd say he's better than very decent, like you said Dak Prescott was.
Right.
He's good.
Right.
Um, he tore up. He was piecing up our defense last year, our number one in the league defense last year. We still won the game, but he torched us, and no teams believed me when I told him he was good. But they still played a close game.
Yeah.
They could have won the game,
Yeah.
and I think they have everything they need to have to figure it out and to get
Absolutely. I agree, man.
the games to go. Better
They
than
have, they still have a great head coach. They still
yeah.
have a great quarterback. They still have a great defense, right? Zay Flowers is in his second year and he's playing
Love
lights
Zay
out.
Flowers.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
They do have a nice running back who is still getting adjusted. Uh, uh, I got him in my fantasy team. What's the running back again?
Oh, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Yes, yes. I picked him up. He's not doing too well in fantasy yet, but I fully expect him to get integrated.
Yeah, they still have one of the best tight ends, Mark Andrews.
Still got Andrews,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so it is very, very surprising that they are 0-2.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you have the schedule pulled up?
I do have their schedule pulled up. Their next game is Dallas.
So who do they lose to?
I'm sorry.
Who do they lose to?
The Chiefs week 1 and the Raiders week 2.
Okay, so
27 to 20 first week, 26-23 second week.
yeah, so against KC, that was the toe game,
Yeah.
toe gate. Well, no, it wasn't no gate because his toe was
Right.
clearly on the line,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, but they were going for two if that had it counted, and I
Mm-hmm.
believe they would have gotten it
Mm-hmm.
because the Chiefs were so rattled at that point. So they could have won that game, and I don't know why they lost to the Raiders. I really don't. Like I don't think the Raiders have what it takes to beat them.
At
Like
Minshew Mania,
was that what happened? Gardner Minshew took over,
Gardner Minshew shocked them.
shocked them. That's why I told you I hated playing that dude. Every
Yeah.
time he played the Texans, he would pull somebody, he would win. Like goddamn, yeah. So yeah, yeah. But I do expect Baltimore to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Uh, and oh damn. So now we are in the last division in the NFL. We've come to the last division, the AFC South, and we have three 0-2 teams. We
Three.
might as well put all three of them up there at one time.
You think so?
Hey man, I ain't gonna waste my time with these sorry ass teams. Hey, so I'm gonna do Tennessee. No, oh no, hold on. I'm gonna do them on the same line, and then we have Jacksonville, and then we have Indianapolis. So let's talk about all three of them, bro.
Okay.
What do you think about Tennessee's chances to make the playoffs?
Tennessee isn't a playoff team. I don't think so. No,
Not at all.
not at all.
They have Malik Willis at quarterback.
No, they have Will
No,
Levis.
no, Willis is at Green Bay. My
Green
bad.
Bay.
They have Will Levis at quarterback.
Will Levis.
Will Levis, man, come on. Uh, Will Levis is not an NFL playoff quarterback.
No, he is not. He's been throwing some disaster balls in the last couple games.
Yeah.
No, I have no hope in the Tennessee Titans. None at all.
So now we go to two teams where maybe like one of them, but definitely not both. So let's
Yeah.
let's start with Jacksonville, who has the more proven quarterback. Uh, do you think Jacksonville can pull itself from 0-2 and make playoffs?
Um.
So it's two things at work right here. So first of all, can they? And then second of all, will they? Those two different questions.
Yeah.
What
I
do you
think
think?
they can.
Hmm.
I think they can squeak into the playoffs. I don't think they're going to landslide themselves into the playoffs. But I also I also think only one team from the division is making the playoffs, and it's not going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Just trying to tell you. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to tell you. And last but not least, the Indianapolis Colts, are they going to make the playoffs?
and I just answered it there. No.
I didn't even want to waste. I didn't even want to waste my banners. I didn't want to put three different banners for these teams. Tennessee, no. Jacksonville, no. Indianapolis, no. Tennessee and Indianapolis because their quarterback play will not be good enough,
No.
and Jacksonville because uh, overall their team is not good enough.
Mm-mm.
Trevor Lawrence is not playing well enough right now. He
Mm-mm.
could improve, but they got to improve in a lot more areas than just
Agreed.
Trevor Lawrence. You know, so uh, don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. You know who song that was?
No.
LL Cool J.
Hmm.
Yep.
Interesting.
Don't
I'll have
call
to
it a
check it out
comeback.
after the pod.
Yeah, buddy. Uh okay. That wraps it up, man. I appreciate you, man, hanging in there with me.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, these segments, man. I enjoy them.
I agree. Need to
They
get a lot more of these going.
Yeah, they make for good radio, good TV, good
Mm.
conversation, man. Uh, anything else?
Um. No, I don't think so.
Work going okay? Work going good?
Works well.
Your
Works well.
brothers? Your
We could.
brothers?
Well, how you feel about Tua? Just gotta ask you. I haven't really heard your opinion on it.
Oh, you know what? So my coach that I beat this week, he
Mm-hmm.
had he had Tua. I guess Tua played on Thursday night, right? So Tua's game was like the
Yeah.
first game of the week.
8 points.
Yeah,
Had him on my bench. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tua did nothing for him, right?
No.
So I was tripping because I'm like, man, you gotta go to the portal and get you a quarterback,
Yeah.
man. But then I had Josh Allen and he didn't do shit.
Damn.
Buffalo scored 31 points and he gave me 9 fantasy points.
Yeah, wasn't it? Who's their running back?
Yeah, it's Cook, James Cook.
Jared Cook, James Cook, James Cook.
Yeah, James Cook. He performed well for him, but
Running all over the place.
yeah. But I feel like Tua needs to like from the jump. It was a couple of people saying, "Well, he needs to retire. He should
Yeah.
retire." Blah blah. I mean, it's the third concussion. Some people like only you know your body. You
Yeah.
know, like I mean, you don't know your body. Like you don't
Yeah.
know what's going to happen in 20, 30 years, 10 years after you retire. You don't know, right? So right now he has a contract. I'm sure he's feeling pressure to honor that, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and other than that, like I'm not going to pressure him to retire. I'm
Right.
not. But it's between him and his doctor. And what's best for his family. And it might be that it wasn't as bad as it looked because it wasn't like a head-on collision. Although
Mm.
those aren't like all concussions, right? You can get a
Yeah.
concussion just by whipping your head around, right? But I mean, you know, I I feel like Like he'll make the best decision for him and his family. And,
I agree.
yeah,
I don't think you could tell him to retire or stay. That is up to him.
mm-hmm.
You know your body best. You know how you feel best when you wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
better than anyone else. Um, it's just scary, and I understand people that say he should retire because it's a scary thing, and you can continue. This can continue to happen like it has, and you could end up in a way worse place than where you are right now.
The boy, he he went somewhere and learned how to fall. Then he learned he took jujitsu or something, learning how to fall, and he still got a concussion.
Yeah.
That's the crazy
How many
thing. Like
quarterbacks need to actually get ball training? I think I think when you're at that point where you got to go somewhere
to learn how to
to learn
fall.
how to fall appropriately, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
maybe my days are already numbered.
It's getting close to the end at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and like I can understand. Maybe he wants to come back. Maybe he does realize I'm gonna have to quit or I'm gonna have to retire because I don't think retiring is necessarily quitting, especially when you're doing it for a reason as good as this. Um,
There's all kinds of things he's thinking about. He's probably going to owe the team money if he retires right now. that like don't underestimate that being a part of it. Like the
yeah,
team
true.
is like if they're owed something, they're not going to forgive it because
Yeah,
you got a concussion, right?
right.
Yeah, yeah. He probably and expenses like once you get a $50 million contract, you start living like a $50 million player.
Yeah,
So you ain't trying to retire because you still got $50 million worth of bills.
right.
Yeah, so it's all kinds of stuff. But I wish him the best, man. And I wish you the best, man. Appreciate you, man.
Of course.
Yes, one hell of a show.
Fantastic
Thank
time.
Yes, sir. Let me get this graphic off of here. Thanks for sticking with me, man.
Yes, of course.
This is uh, like father, like son, sports podcast. Number one with the bullet, right? And number one's in your heart.
Bada boom, bada bing. All right, Dad. Wonderful time.
Yes, sir.
Uh, love you. Talk to you later.
Love you, man. Peace.